The River Learning Trust is a multi-academy trust with a range of both primary and secondary schools, some in a city context, some in very rural context, some small, some large, and with a real mix of intake and a real diversity in the backgrounds that our pupils come from. We have an environment and a culture in our schools and across the trust where teachers talk about teaching. We recognise that that's a really powerful way of supporting the profession, about continuous improvement, about always seeking to do as well as we possibly can for the children and young people in our schools.
So we've actually made our own presentations as part of
Recently, a bunch of teachers from the trust went to do some literacy marking. Basically, we went to just sort of see, is our approach to literacy marking the same across the trust? And that was brilliant. That's the thing that I've got out of being part of the River Learning Trust. There's this general sense that everyone's sharing ideas, we're sharing best practice, and it does help you, I think.
Okay, so go on, 2 minutes, thinking about your own ideas, and then we'll share some ideas.
A particular strength of RLT for the colleagues working in the trust is our commitment and our deep passion for professional learning. So the Trust also has a SCIT, a school-centred initial teacher training provider. It's a really important part of the Trust in terms of our cultural commitment to adult learning, to supporting teacher education and teacher learning right from before qualifying as a teacher.
I loved TAing. I loved the school environment as soon as I started working here. I decided to apply for the School Direct course, which is part of the SCIT. School Direct was a really important course for me because actually, having been out of education for such a long time, I didn't really want to return to university. I didn't want to do the PGCE route, and it appealed to me because I was able to stay in one placement for the full year, so I could really develop as a teacher as part of School Direct. For me, I think that's been a really, really valuable way to become a teacher.
And a cat that meowed.
I think one of the things I found with RLT is actually they've allowed us to continue the good things that we were doing initially. We don't feel as a staff that we've been made to operate in a different way. We've still been able to develop and develop the ethos.
Most staff who come to work within the Trust school will seek to work in a particular school, and each of our schools have that sense of individual identity, serving their own local communities.
I think being part of River Learning Trust has allowed us to really go and visit a large amount of schools and really bring back what has been the best of other parts of the academy, I think, back into Tower Hill. And it was really important when I was looking for another job. I did want to stay within the trust, and having spoken to other people on my course, I think it's not necessarily something that you get with every academy.
I know from my own experience as both a classroom teacher and former head teacher of the importance of high quality professional learning and the difference it can make where you have the opportunity to work with other colleagues to reflect deeply on your own practice.
Or if you would like some help.
And we're committed to make sure that within RLT our colleagues are able to benefit from ongoing development which sees their careers enriched and their teaching enriched for their pupils too.
Off you go then, Beth.
Lots of people have been really encouraging personally to me. They've come and seen me teaching. People from the Trust have come and said, I saw your lesson, I thought it was really good. And just as an NQ, someone who doesn't feel that confidence, that gives you this incredible boost. So that's really good. If you're lucky enough to work in a school or a trust where there's a culture of people saying, it's all right, it's okay, it didn't go very well, and who then might even say, I've had lessons like that, I've had lessons that are worse than that. If you can't say that, if you can't accept that it doesn't always go right, you don't get the excellence, I don't think.
We know that our pupils will experience the best possible education if we have colleagues who are challenged, enriched, thriving in the work that they do and well supported to ensure that they are enjoying the work that they do and seeing that they're making a difference to the young people and children that they are teaching, which we know is at the heart of all that we do.